Hello and welcome to today's tutorial. To get a PDF version of this tutorial, join our community on Patreon at patreon.com/ArielCad3D. You'll get access to our starter pack files, blueprints, transcripts, early access to our content, as well as native CAD files. You also get master course lessons that are available at our flexible tiers. So click the link in the description box below and you can join as a free member or any tiers that suit your needs. That means we can now add the width that we want to this pad. Just double click on it. So if it was 324 and now we want to make it 10 millimeters wide, then it's going to be 334.202. Oh, this is on negative side. Sorry, we're not it was 324. We're going on the negative direction. I forgot about that. So it was 324. So it's going to be 334. Wait, that should be correct. Negative 334.202. Okay. Yeah, that makes it 10 millimeters. We're going to cross check with the images. One that's showing the shackle. That's definitely too thick, but about it. Tell you what, we leave it at that. We leave it at 10 millimeters for now. 10 millimeters. Now you can have another plane that is in between this and then use it to mirror, but I'll just create another pad. Let's first check the distance, measure between the ZX plane and the first one. That's 294.202. So this time around we're going to subtract. So you say 294.202 minus 10 millimeters, which would be 284, right? So create a pad. We need the same sketch 3. The first is up to plane. Select this. The second one is dimension, and it's going to be 284.202. Negative. Okay, now we've got the cross member. Last sketch, select it, create a pad. This should be well between the two planes. So this is up to plane. Select this plane. Second one is up to plane. Select this plane, the ZX plane. Select OK. That goes in between them. I can select the first main feature, give it a different color. We've got the shackle, give it a different color. So you can see between bodies. And then we have a nut and a bolt. Again, we're using a simplified version. But let's see, over here, let's go to the side view. Bring everything together. Let's just complete the nut and bolt on this section. The same nut and bolt we're going to use on this side as well because it's the same measurement. Okay, but this one will be thinner All right. So there are two ways you can do this. You can use shaft to create the net. And because we're simplifying it, we're going to include the bolt section in it as well. This is just an illustration. This is not a real nut and bolt, okay? So in this case, I'm going to insert an axis system here. Insert axis system. The origin, right click, say create a point. The center of a circle from the point type. Select this one. Cool. Absolute reference. Select OK. And then we're going to sketch. It can be either the XY plane or the ZY plane. Doesn't matter because it's a shaft. It has the same cross section in the along the Y axis. So I'm going to select ZY plane in sketch. Let's just zoom in. So I know it starts here, the nut, and I know the diameter is 10 millimeters, but then we've got the outer one, which is bigger. Select profile from here, from the axis, horizontal axis. You can go higher, then up to this point, drop down, horizontal. Then this is the part where we are assuming that this is the bolt, but it's not actually the bolt. Like that. Again, and then the nut extends just a wee bit. Back to the horizontal axis. We can give now the dimensions. This is already constrained to this, so we're just going to give a 5 millimeter width for the head of the nut. The bolt is going to have the same width of 5 millimeters. Okay. Then the distance between this point and this point. I don't know whether this was 40. The distance between here, let's test. The distance between this section and this point is 30. This is 30. So plus 10 plus 10. We've got 50. This is going to be 50. Okay. Then we've got the height of the head and the bolt. Or we can say the diameter, the radius of the head and the bolt. It can be 8. It's going to be the same as this one. It's the distance between this line and the horizontal axis. 8. Pull this closer. So what this profile is representing, we are saying we've got a nut which goes straight, and then we got a bolt. But because we are not making those are auxiliary, I would say, supplemental parts that don't need to be in this assembly, we're just making it as one part, just for the renders, just to show, to give you a picture of what it looks like, right? Then exit. And we've made that sketch in body 2. I needed it to be in body 3. We're going to insert another body. And we can name this. The first part body, the part body was fixed bracket. Fixed bracket. This body 2 is the shackle. and this is the front circle. Body 3 is front shackle or front bracket bolt. Nut and bolt. We can just cut this sketch and paste it here like so, and then define this in work object, create a shaft using that sketch, sketch 6. Axis is going to be this Y axis. All right, but then we want to make it cool, so where is it? So what we're going to do is I'm going to select the ZX plane, and create a hexagonal cross section. So this one should be about 7. I can define from this point to the corner, and we can make this 8 actually, like that. And then I'm going to, oh wait, double click on it, go back to the sketch, because we are going to make a pocket. So for a pocket, you need to add another, it can be a circle, it can be any other outside that. And then we're going to create a pocket. Say up to last. And also the other direction as well. We've got second direction up to last. So it's going to cut these heads to hexagonal, and I think that much cooler and more realistic. So again, this is just a vanity object. It's not really how it looks like in real life, but it represents and adds the constraints to your assembly. So that's the front section. So at the front section, all that is left now is to add the leaf springs and a bolt at this point. In fact, we can create the bolt here, insert another body, call this Alt Enter, call this what? Front bolt. You can just call it like that. You can name it however you want, as long as you remember what you're making. And because the leaf spring is going to go to the inner section, I can create the bolt on the outer section. So I'm just going to select this ZY plane and sketch. Don't know if you can see, but this is the in the inner side. We need it on this outer side. I don't remember if this was 5. This was 5 and this was 5. So this total distance is 40. Select profile. We start here. I apologize for my voice breaking. By the way, I have allergies. So this episode, you might feel that my voice is weird. But anyways, let's proceed. The same thing we did. Oh, undo that. Undo that. Select profile. Let's just go quickly. Like that. Same profile, but now the distance between, let's add the constraints. The distance between the vertical axis and this line is supposed to be 5. Then this width is going to be 5. Then the radius is going to be 8. Then this radius of the shaft, but then we didn't enter that in the previous one, but it's supposed to be 5. The distance between this and the horizontal axis again is 8. And this we've already constrained it to this line, so we can undo that. Last one, we've got the length of this shaft here that is running in the material, and this is supposed to be 40. Good. Exit the workbench. Then we create a shaft using the y-axis or the horizontal axis, 360 degrees. We're going to sketch it once more, the ZX plane. I'm going to make this a darker color so that we can see. Select ZX plane. And then we create a hexagon from the center. Then I define the distance between the center and this corner to be 8. Add another extra circle like so. Exit. Then create shafts or pockets, not shaft, pockets up to last, and also in the other direction up to last. Preview. Okay. Oh, this one should be bigger than this, by the way. This is not supposed to be 8. I don't remember the dimension, so I'm just going to measure. This is the length. I want the diameter. Let me try that again. This is a measure item. It's not giving me the radius. Okay, let me go check what was the radius of this hole and then come back. Okay, it was 10. I checked. So the radius, the diameter is 20 at the front, 15 at the back for the ladder frame. So that means because we are not going to create a bushing here, we should make this shaft 20 millimeters in radius and that means that this head should be bigger. That's just a matter of editing the sketches. I'll start with this one, with the pocket one, so we don't get an error. But it will bring the error either ways. Either way, it will. It should be bigger, right? It should be bigger than this shaft. That means if this is 10 millimeters or 20 in diameter, we can have 30 for the head or 25. If it's 30, then this is 15. For now, it's going to bring an error, and then this is bigger. Yeah, just ignore it for now, and then just go to the shaft and change the radius. Start with this one. We said 15. This one is 10. Then this one again is 15. Hold on. Bucket it. This. Oh no, I'm not clicking. I need this value. Okay. 15. All right. Perfect. So that's it. That looks good. This would be a great part to save your work before we proceed. So remember, you can always save each part separately from the assembly. So in this case, it's the leaf springs. We go to Save Management. We go to the part, Save As. You take it to the location where you're going to add your parts. So in this case, I need parts. And I've got the leaf springs cut part, save. I'm also going to select the assembly and just save, select OK. Great. Let's create the bushings. No, the shackles, not the bushings, sorry. The shackles for the rear section. We've got one here and another one at the end. Let's start with this one. Again, we can go to the part body because this part and the other part are fixed with the ladder. So I will go to Fix Bracket, Define in Work Object, and start sketching. Sketch the ZX plane. Same thing we did, so we'll go faster this time. Just follow along. Start here. Exit. Once again, ZX plane. This should be much simpler. Get the center. select profile, and another line. Then we add tangency to this direction as well. Now we need to make sure our center matches with the blueprint. Think like that. I'm going to fix that center part. Give this a diameter of 10. Okay. That's all right. Then we can select quick trim. Exit. Create a pad. Now this should be this sketch first. Let's go to the top view. So limit 1, limit 2, about that part. So I was checking this particular section because this is where the leaf springs are. They're running from here to here. Then again pad using the second sketch. And maybe we should create our axis systems for this part as well to make our work easier. So let's do the same thing we did. We select point, center of a circle, select the inner one. Okay. Again, the inner one, insert axis system, insert axis system here. Okay, so that now the part that we are creating using sketch 11, dimensions are up to plane. First plane is the ZX axis. Let me rotate this. ZX axis, and dimension 2, ZX axis of the other axis system. So that ensures they are in a straight line.